Well, hello there, y'all. I'm Skeeter McFleeter, and I'm here to tell you about a new series that I'm starting of how-tos. And today you are on the first one of those. Hey, Skeet, have you seen my glasses anywhere? I can't find them anywhere. Yeah, I got them. Really, you're my cousin. We already look like the same person. You have to steal my glasses? I mean, I want to look all professional like you. So, like, for my new series here, so I got some here glasses. They may or may not be yours. Bruh, that's not cool. He'll deal. Let's get started. We're gonna be changing out chain and sprockets. So if that's what you're looking forward to know how to do, then you in the right place. Let's get started. Today we are working on my Triumph Daytona 675. Now yes, this bike is over from the land of the tea and crumpets, and it's used to the more proper, finer things in life. But trust me, it's okay. The chain and sprocket are pretty much the same on this bike as it will be on those little rice burners you guys have. So we are going to get started by first taking off the cover for the front sprocket so we can attach it. Now, I know a lot of y'all want to get stuff done quick. I like to get stuff done quick, but I sometimes get ahead of myself. So the first step is not to take off the chain. So don't just take off the chain. You need to have that on for just a second so that we can then now use the back wheel to help us take the front sprocket off with the chain intact, because we might be able to turn the engine over just by taking that nut off. So we want to have something else back there to help keep that. So let's go ahead and get this cover off so we can get that front pulley undone. Okay, now that step may be a little bit different for the different bikes that you all have, but for this bike it only had 3 bolts. Now they were 8mm, which are not the proper standard measurement over here, because we in America, and America uses inches, not this metric stuff. But you know, it's okay. Tea and Crumpets over here, he's got to have his own little bolts. So got those 8mm bolts off, and that now reveals our big lock bolt in here that holds our front sprocket on. Now I am going to attempt to get it off with the impact. Well, would you look at that? Now we got ourselves a couple options on how to get this chain off here. Now, if you are not wanting to save the chain for any reason at all, you can just go take your desk wheel and go and go through it, right, and get it off pretty easy. Now, I'm not saving this chain for anything, so I could go ahead and do that. Now, however, I have the proper tool to take it off the proper way, and I'd like to show you guys how to do that, I suppose, because I figure some of y'all might want to know how to do that in the future. So we're going to go get that tool right now, and I'm going to show you the parts that we got to put back on this. I got my new sprockets, which are still stuck. Number of teeth on them. I have my chain, which I elected to go with the gold and black option. It is a 525 chain, which, if you know, or looking into your chains, 525 is the standard that comes on most sport bikes of the 600cc variety, which this is a 675, so it's kind of in that class, but a little bit high for that class. It still uses the 525 chain. There is a conversion that you can go to a 520 chain, which is a little bit lighter, gives you a little bit more horsepower, but it is not as strong. So the horsepower on this bike would be very iffy that it might or might not work. So I went ahead and got myself that 525 chain, and we're gonna go ahead with that. I also got me a set of new retaining nuts for this here sprocket, and my buddy Ed was super kind, and he let me borrow his chain tool right here. So we're gonna go over that, how to use it. So as you can see, this tool right here in the box, we have this anvil looking thingamabobber. So as you can tell here on the end, we have a B, an R, and a P. As you can look down here on the actual tool itself, it has press, brake, and rivet. So whenever we go to do our first action, we are going to put this B and match it up with the brake there yonder. And then we will take this, put it around our chain, bring it down on each rivet, and then this inner doohickey here comes out the center, and we'll press the old rivets right on out of there for us. So let's get over there and hit that. It also comes with this nifty little handle in the case. It will go in the back. That way we can hold it whenever we put our wrench on it, boys. So let's go get this chain off. As you go looking at your chain, there is going to be one link that's going to look different from the rest. This link is called the master link, and that is because it is important, right? So that master link is the one that we take the chain on and off with. It is the last and the first link. So that is the one that we will have to break off of here. Now, when placing this tool on the chain, you have to make sure that this inner doohickey is pulled out as far that you can run this other doohickey all the way up against the chain. There is a center hole that goes all the way out the back that as we push this, it will push that all the way out. And once it is out, the chain will fall off and we're good to go. Now we got that there chain taken off, now we can take that front sprocket off that we already got the nut for. Just like that, piece of cake. Now, as you may have noticed, the rear sprocket is kind of attached to the rear wheel, which makes it a little more difficult to get off than just pulling it on off like that front one. So we got to take off this back wheel. Now, before I started, I did put this up on a rear stand. If you have a rear stand, I would definitely suggest using it. If you don't have one, I might suggest, go and buying one. But I gotta get this rear wheel off so I can change off this here sprocket. So let's get this wheel off. I'm gonna take this here nice 27mm socket, and I'm gonna just run this nice little, just like that, Pull off your washer, set them over to the side. Here we're gonna have to take this on axle on out of here, so you hit it on the other side and just kind of pull her out a little bit. You're gonna kind of have to hold the wheel. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we can do it. Pull that there axle out. The brake caliper is also on that axle, so you kind of got to move it around a little bit. Well, there we go. We got our wheel off. If you guys are liking this content, if you get a good thumbs up, this is helping you a little bit, that would be great. Also, this channel's got a lot of vlogs that are a little bit more, they're a little entertainment here, more than the how-to stuff over here. So if you get that subscribe button, go ahead and check some of that out, and maybe some more how-tos as to some stuff to do on your bikes and cars. That would be awesome. Now, let's get this old sprocket off of here. And there she is. Now it's time to get some new parts on out. And look at that. Now we're going to take our new sprocket and we're just going to place it nice and gently right on here. I got me some brand new locking nuts for this. I'm going to start them all by hand. I'm going to run them down with the impact. That may or may not be the right way to do it, but I'm sure there's a torque spec. You guys can look that up. I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing on here. Let's throw this wheel back on. When you go to put this here wheel back in, make sure your bearing is in there. If it's not, you're going to have a bad day. This brake caliper also has a little runner in here that has a track that it needs to sit in, which will keep it on the up and down axis just right. Then you lift the wheel up, get that rotor in between them there pads, slide that axle in. Now I am going to throw this nut and washer on here just nice and loose at the moment because I still want to be able to adjust this for when we get that chain on here. Now we get to do the difficult task of putting the new front sprocket on. all you got to do is go skadoosh, and she's on. But we do need to reuse the little retainer bracket thingamabobber. It was on the old one. Right on there like that. I just throw the old nut back on there. Make sure the concave side is to the inside towards the sprocket. I think that might be good. I don't know. Maybe no. Yeah, let's send it. Also, that little retaining thingy that that we just put in, it was also bent down to prevent that nut from backing off. So we're going to take my screwdriver, which is probably not the right tool for this job, but it's what I got. And we're going to bend that thing all down on there just a little bit. Got that all done. Now it's time to get out that new pretty old chain. Now that we got that routed on around there, I'm going to get my master link out. Now, it comes with a little packet of grease. So we got our nice little pins here and this nice little packet of grease that they provided. I'm going to go ahead and generously put some grease on. Oh, that was more generous than I was anticipating. Oh, yeah. Now to make this here process just a little bit easier, I am going to run this tensioner back in so that the chain is easier and has a lot more slack so I can put that thing together, and then we will retighten it later. We will loosen that lock nut, bring it back a good little ways, and then we'll just run that tensioner bolt in to loosen the other side and move it forward. Just move that whole wheel. It'll just make it easier, won't cock things sideways, and we're just gonna get it on done. Well, alrighty then, we got that all done. So we're gonna shove this wheel on up there nice and forward. We're gonna pull our chain up here, throw that master link through that one hole there. Bring the other section of the chain up. Boom! Now, we gotta make sure we get those little O-rings that we put our grease on. Put them on the ends here. And then we're going to get our other end right schmear. And this is the point where we need our tool again. So if you remember on our tool, we had press, break, and rivet. This is where we need the press section. So we will put the anvil up here on the P for press. We're going to slide her on over our chain here. Tighten it on down here. Get that all snugged it on up before we do the nice little riveting section. Chain is now together. Now we have to take our tool once again and place it on the rivet segment. Now you also have to have this little thingamabobber. It's got like a ball in it, and it goes on this side, and that is what's going to flare out the end of your pins there. Now as you can tell, this one right here has been flared out. This one still has not. So you gotta make sure both of them are nice and flared out, and the chain can still move. There we go, folks. The chain is now on. But it still needs to be all adjusted back here. As you look at this said swing arm, you can see that there are little dots. Now you gotta make sure that both sides, this side and the other side, are both the same. So I'm gonna back this screw out here, this bolt. Well, alrighty then. I just got this thing backed out a little bit, and I want to show y'all folks something. If you back this set bolt out and you push this axle back far enough, it will make this thing tight. And as you can see right here, it is very tight. It does not want to move. Now, yes, it will spin, but as the suspension travels, that can turn into a pretty bad day. So we need to back it back a little bit and then take this nice little lock nut and run it back in, tighten it on. So I got them there set bolts all tightened up. If you look on this side, you can see those 3 dots. And as you come around to this side, you can see 3 dots. It is very, very important that those are equal on both sides, unless you want your bike to ride all wonky. And if you want to ride all wonky, then you can go ride all wonky as much as you want. I just want y'all to be safe, so make sure that those are on the right side so that it tracks straight and true. Get that down, and we're going to tighten on down that axle bolt. And one for good measure. Now all we got to do is throw this here cover back on, and all of the mechanical parts are complete. Well, alrighty then, got that on there. Now there's one last thing I gotta do before this job is finished up. So I'm gonna take me a rag, which I gotta get nice and cleanish, and we going to wipe this chain down, get a little bit of that grease off, get it kind of cleaned up, nice, look pretty looking. Now, I know what you think. We take that grease off, well, it's gonna be lubricating it, right? Yeah, now, see, you'd be right. But I'm going to wipe it down, and then we're gonna put some nice new chain lube on it and get her all lubed up and ready to hit the road. Well, there you have it, guys. We got that bike all sorts of figured out. Now, if you guys found this little video a little bit helpful, or you just enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That would be awesome, and I would very much appreciate it, because you know, I like building my ego a little bit, you know. But also remember, we have another section in this channel that has a lot of vlogs that I think you guys might find interesting. You get to see this Triumph a lot more. There's a little Harley Sportster out there, there's a truck and a wagon, and we go to big races all the time and everything. Just go check that out. I think you guys would enjoy it a lot, and subscribe to the channel so you can see whenever new videos come out, and hit that bell notification. I would appreciate it, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So I'm gonna be done for today, so have a blessed day, and I will talk at you next time. Hey, so can I have my glasses back now, or what?